Okay, so can y'all imagine what this episode's about? I'm this happy right now. Before we get into the topic, quick message from my sponsor. Right after I say something, it's gonna be worth watching. It's the Offseason versus Donda versus Certified Lover Boy, man. Okay, so I've done multiple reviews on all three of these albums, so I'm gonna try to make it extremely short. The off season to me. Okay, let me get this out of it. So, Certified Lover Boy only has maybe three good songs to me, and that'd be TSU, Get Along Better, and Remorse. I think is the last song, right? But that is literally because we've only heard Drake talk about it, and I think Papa's Home was Daddy's Home that Usher created, and I think that just I don't know if the beat I like the original instead of like the Drake version of it, and that's fine. Love me, Love 'em before the Jay-Z feature. It was great. I liked the R&B version of it with Certified Lover, but I expected just R&B, a little bit of rap. Got majority rap, like a little R&B, little backtracks. That's why that's not my favorite album between the three, right? In TSU, I don't really see any playback value in Certified Lover Boy. But let me say, these albums are not in the same category. It's only two out of the three. Um, Actually, three out of three because Certified Lover Boy wasn't a rap album. Donda was literally a Christian pop album, or just or alternative kind of rap, which I'm not a fan that I hate or just that I really don't like. Okay, but my criticism with Donda, and I think with Donda, and I think this, I don't know if it's just me or is it just a convincing thing. Like the second part of Donda was great. The second part twos of all the songs that came before were great, right? Like the feature lists were great. Um, Drake had a lot of features, but I was not a fan of those features. I really was not. And Ye had amazing features, right? He had Dirk, I think, and he had everybody. He had Dirk, Little Baby, and they were literally on both CLB projects. And I just wasn't a fan. I don't know why. Um, but between the Little Dirk, but okay, so between our between Certified Love Boy and Donda, right? Who had the better verse between the two? I guess it just depends on the artist, right? Because Little Dirk had the better version on Donda. Jay-Z had the better verse. Really, I just really had the better verse on CLB. And I don't know. And then Kanye, I have a problem with. Um, like I just have a problem with the television that was on Pop Smoke's album with the Pusha T verse with it, and on Donda it doesn't. Um, it was literally just diss tracks at them going at them each other, and I don't know. And this seemed like another version of like the life of Pablo, right? Of like the life of Pablo. And I don't hate it. Like Jesus is like I don't even want to say college. I want to say college dropout. Like that's the closest I'm get to it. But I don't know, because I think Jay-Z might even had a better verse on Donda. But you know what? I'm going to go with Donda because he wasn't talking about killing us on Donda. Off the Grid, Flavio, I like that. Hurricane with The Weeknd. I just like this album a lot more. Remorse Control, I do listen to. Believe What I Say, that's on repeat. Praise God is on repeat. Hurricane's on repeat. 24, not as much. Pure Soul, Come Back to Life. No Child Left Behind, which I think was done for commercial reasons. Okay, Part 2. Juna Part 2. And Jesus Lord Knows Part 2. I like that and just honestly keep my spirits alive. But they don't relate to J. Cole's The Offseason. Like, they do not compare. The Donda chant, the champagne poetry, it does not compete with 95 Points South. Or this J. Cole introduction where he murders the beat with Killer Cam and Cameron, and this the energy that they bring to it, right? Like, that's the thing. All the J. Cole features off the season, they brought energy, man. You was just listening to it and just happy about it. Because you could not believe, because I was waiting for all three of these albums. Donda I was happy about, Offseason I was happy about, and CLB I was just like, I'm waiting for it. But it wasn't what I was expecting, man. It was just Certified Lover Boy. I expect like an R&B kind of rap kind of thing, and I think Love 'Em was already leaked like 4 years ago when he said he was gonna drop it. It didn't age well. And I was looking for Real Bad Karma because Real Bad Karma would fit this album perfectly from Bryson Tiller. So that kind of, I don't know. It set the tone, right? And then the second song that J. Cole has on the Offseason is about literally his nephew, which is great to me. Punching the Clock, which everybody can relate to, and these are all classic beats. And they don't need as much background vocals, and really not a lot of like features, or they don't feel like features. Like, Punching the Clock is a great example. You hear 21 Savage just literally speaking for the first couple minutes of the song, and then J. Cole's just talking, and he's just rhyming each third line. And it's great. It's not too much flexing about women. It's not too much, hey, we're only talking about God here. It's just a mix. I think J. Cole is like Black Thought. And I think this is the thing. He's talking about things besides women, besides faith. And then he's not going at anybody. Like, this is why, in my personal opinion, I think the Offseason is better. Remorse is okay, right? Remorse is okay. And then Lord Knows 2 is good. But Hunger on the Hill just has like a very, we can talk about the endings. It's like a very soothing kind of sad approach that, hey, you've listened to this album. You've listened to this masterpiece. We're coming to the end, and I know you're hungry. I was hungry. I'm going to kick it up one more time for you, right? Like, I'm going to kick it one more time for you, and, we're going to smooth the way through this. It's not too long. It's not too short, and it's the smooth drums that come in, and it's only like 4 minutes long, and he's just for hours. And like Tesla, like, it's just, I think, and it's just so refreshing. But I'm a J. Cole fan. I'm a Drake fan, and I'm also a Kanye fan. Like, I had too much College Dropout. Drake, I just had too much like Scorpion and the Scorpion views. And if you're reading this too late, it's just too short of a track list, and it's just too much resampling. And I love Kanye when he samples. Kanye when he samples is great. I think the oldest Drake sample he had was 1978, and then it's just stuff that's mentioned in there where people think he's referring to like a younger a woman that's turning 17 or a star that I don't really keep up with. And respects to Donda, but Donda is just hey. It's kind of like hey, you can't rate me, and I'm not rating Donda. It's just hey, if you lost somebody, you can probably relate to this, and we're just gonna talk about, and we're just gonna talk, and that it's just it's fun to hear J. Cole rebuttal at the very end where he's just like I'm Tesla. And it's less. This is not even sampled. It's just the beats and the drum anagram. And he just mentions like Tupac, Tesla, and he does a lot of mentioning, and just talks about respect. And I love this way started. And he talks about his wife, and it's just this is so refreshing and maturing wise from this album. So maturity wise, I'ma have to go Donda, the off season, right? Like that's what I'm gonna have to go, and then CLB. But pure rap wise, I am going the off season is the best. The most creative, it is a tie for Donda and the off season. CLB was not creative. It just seemed like he was remixing stuff that already came out. But I think the most sampled that I liked was either between the most sampled that I liked was Donda. I don't think Off Season was sampled that much. Donda was sampled a lot. And CLB was sampled, but I don't know, I just really wasn't feeling those samples. Or either I like the original was too much. But you have my like personal opinion. Like rap wise, it's going to J. Cole. Because Donda doesn't count. And feature wise, this is the thing. Feature wise, Drake had it. He had it. But the off season came out, and Morrow, he did his thing. Dude can sing. Dude did his thing and he could sing, right? Dude did his thing and he could sing, man. Dude, great. Dude, like the next upcoming rising star. And it's not really auto tuned, and I like that. And this bothers me because CLB and Donda literally had the same people, just minus the baby, minus Void. Like it had the same people and minus Top Dollar Sign. And I think that's my problem. Get Along I only like because Top Dollar Sign is at the end of it. And it's great. Like he can harmonize anything and make it great. But he's also on Donda too. And I think Donda just R&B wise has more Top Dollar Sign kind of vibe. And no one used it, right? But also I do have to say why I have this. I do hate that they put Andre 3000 or Andre 3 Stacks in their beef in the Life of Party, which I would love to hear. I would love to hear on Donda or Donda the remix, like the deluxe. But I don't know. Kanye doesn't really do deluxe, so if it just drops, I would definitely cop that. But I need Kanye versus Rewritten. And more really, it's really about something like about his mother, which the album was about. So I'm still critical of that. Artwork wise, gotta give it to the off season. Donda doesn't have artwork. I don't know. Like I love these three artists, but I've kind of heard most of these things from Drake. And I just think getting older, I think we expect a different point of view. I don't know. But J. Cole just has it for me.